Welcome everybody, this is Nourish. This is our stretching and flexibility class. Remember that stretching and flexibility is individual to each person. How deep you are in the stretch is what you need today for your body. It's not about extremes or discomfort. It is about finding range of motion and gradually getting deeper into stretches, not forcing yourself. Hello? And it makes us happy. So come to the center of your mat. Feet are nice and parallel. Look down for a minute. We end up in some habits with where our feet are, and we don't become aware that our toes are starting to turn out to the sides. A whole foot, not just our toes. That would be weird. You would notice if that was true. Okay, so let's bring those feet nice and parallel. Like your footprints would be the number 11 in sand in Arizona. Okay, roll the shoulders back. Find the balance in your body, standing evenly from side to side. Inhale, reach up, nice and tall. Exhale completely. We start with the breath. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. On our next inhale, we're going to just keep our arms up there for a second. Palms are facing each other, and just reach through side body for the ceiling. Reach through. Just a little extension towards the ceiling each side. And bring the arms down. Starting very gently here, we're just going to bring the shoulder underneath the chin as far as possible. You stay gazing forward and just bring that shoulder around. Bring the other shoulder towards the chin. Each side, you feel your shoulders gliding and rolling away in the upper back. So good for us here. Just slowly gliding through. Don't hold your breath. Stay in good posture and come to a pause. We're going to move into a full swing here. If you tend towards vertigo or dizziness, just keep doing the shoulder rolls we just did. Otherwise, we're coming into a wraparound and a swing and a gentle wraparound. Do you feel that in your low back? Just a nice loosening. Yeah, protecting your knees. You don't twist so far that you feel like you're doing it in your knees. That's too far or too fast. What we're doing is more about therapeutic kind. I don't necessarily love that word, but it's about benefiting rather than extremes. Let's come to a halt. That's a lot. Okay, we're going to stay with the shoulders for another minute or two here and then move on from there. We're going to start with just doing a big reach, arms out the diagonal like the letter Y. Deep breath in, strike those fingertips wide, pull the elbows to side body, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Going out to the T shape, inhale, reach wide. And then try to keep those forearms nice and parallel with the floor and pull the elbows. Oh, that's tight, isn't it? Inhale, reach. And bring the elbows back. And let that go. We're going to our figure eight. Well, we're going to just, we'll always be having this sporadically show up. You'll gradually get the hang of it. So figure eight, if you stand at the back right corner of your mat, okay? You don't have to stay in your mat unless you're in a very small situation. But what we want is you to walk diagonally and come into that figure eight and end up back at that right corner, okay? So the thing about this, so let's all go to the back right corner of our mats. And the thing we want to do is not be looking at our feet. Let's stay in good posture, stay upright, and don't look at your feet, and just with your peripherals, try to track where you are and start your figure eight. It might be a very chonky figure eight with big circles at each end, but try to not look down. Nice. Oh, and I need to slow down. Slowing down the pace and feeling the balance in your body. Let's go to the other corner of your mat. So the figure eight is going in the other direction. So nice, slow, even strides. We're going to clash right here. Hi, Kevin. We need to stagger ourselves. Keeping that gaze level, finding the balance in your body as you turn through. Okay, going to add a neck stretch to this. Or you can stay with what we just did. But here's the example. I'm on the right corner of my mat. I'm going to look to my right, something about shoulder height. So for me, this is the camera. Okay, so I'm over in the right corner. You look to your right, find something at shoulder height. Keep your gaze on that. So when I'm doing this in the figure eight, I'm watching the camera. See, my head turns. I'm watching the camera. I'm watching the camera. Go slow. This is not speedy. The neck is involved. The balance is involved. And we're doing really good things with the proprioceptors in our brain. Let's pause. Come to the left corner. What I have at about shoulder height is that plant over there, let's say, or maybe these cute little birdhouses. I'm going to say the birdhouses. That's what I'm going to be looking at. And so I start my figure eight, go and stagger and look at the birdhouses. They're a little too far back for me. Walking through slow.
When you say stagger, you mean our intersection.
Yeah, don't stagger. Okay. And come to a pause. Super good exercise. Better if you can do it in a big, whack right in the chromix. Sorry about that. And take a pause. Let's come to the top of our mat. That is good for so many things. Your proprioceptors in your brain are tracking where your body parts are moving without you watching. You've got balance. You've got a little bit of neck stretches. So good, but yet so simple. Okay, we're going to be coming into our forward fold here with our nice bent knees, nice and soft here. Just inhale, reach up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Bend the knees, put your hands on your thighs, and drop the shoulders down. Nicely deep bent knees. Straighten out the legs any amount. Bring the shoulders up. So we've got a nice flat tabletop back here. Bend the knees, drop the shoulders. In yoga, this is often called monkey pose when we do this flat tabletop back kind of thing and we just have our hands just resting on the legs. Bend the knees one more time. Roll up to standing. Making a decision for yourself. Are you bringing your hands all the way down to the floor or just staying with your thighs on this one? Inhale, reach up. Nice and tall. Swan dive down with control. Bend the knees no matter where you're headed. Hands to thighs or hands to floor. Drop the crown of the head. Straighten out the legs any amount. And once you've done that, pull the forehead towards the legs. Bend the knees. Roll back up to standing. We're heading for a squat now. So we're going to keep our feet about hip distance apart. You can do a foot check and then get your gaze up again here. And this is just bringing those hips down to the heels, very straight down squat. Going to just reach out the arms in front. This measures that we're not going forward, we're going down, okay? Straight down, any amount. And then press through. Maybe just making that a very small ask the first time. So you know if you have the power to push out of that and come back up.
It's good you emphasize the K.
Ask, small ask. And down and lower. How does it feel if you bring your hands to heart center now that you have the position of it? Almost a chair pose there. And come on back up. Let's change it out. We'll do one more set of squats here where we have the toes out to the side, heels are in, and we're going to come into cactus arms here. So we're going to reach it up, just pull up on the kneecaps, feel like really straight legs. Those kneecaps are nice and strong. And then we're going to draw the arms out, elbows back, and come into that squat. It might be very small. That's okay. Push through the feet, lift to the sky. Back to cactus arms, pull the elbows back, and reach it up. Let that go and bring the toes in, heels in, not my forte, toes in, heels in, until you come to center mat. There we go. So having our straps, which I don't, having your straps near at hand, but we don't need them quite yet. Okay, but just give you a second, grab those and have them near at hand. It's a non-stretching.
You can pause your video.
Yeah, but it's the non-stretching kind, and you're gonna have that near at hand. And we're going into our rotator cuff, our shoulder rotation here. Okay, starting very simple. Palms forward, arms above the head. Come to a T shape with the arms. Now turn the palms to face behind you. And then sweep the arms behind any amount. Come to the T, turn the hands. and come up. Now, can you create just a glide instead of doing it in chunks and pieces? Just turn the hands and sweep. Just a high five. Couple of pieces of the rotator cuff. We're going to get to the tricky one. There's 3 and one's not very nice that people have most an issue with. Okay, before we get too fatigued, let's stop that and grab a hold of your strap. You want to hold your strap so wide that you almost scrape the top of your head. Start there, okay? You can shorten it if it's too easy, but that's where you'll start, is so that it almost takes the top of your head, like fixes your hair for you. Okay, we're just going to put a very gentle tension between the hands, lift the arms above the head, and then just nudge into the rotator cuff right about there. Please don't force this situation. If you're not ready to do the full version, then don't. Come in, nudge that tension. I'm not doing that part yet, Kevin, but that's okay. Feel that tension right there. So many of you, that's what you're going to do. You're just going to nudge into that tension and stop and come back. For some of you, you've discovered the final piece of that rotation through and down. Coming up and around. Too easy, shorten your strap. Too hard, make that strap as long as you can. Last one, we don't want to wear ourselves out on that. Whew, that's a lot, okay? But that's something to be aware of. That rotation in the shoulder is so essential for you to keep, okay? And now we're going to put the strap behind us, holding on. Kevin's going to show you what the behind looks like. Okay, we're going to create like a bird wing on our right-hand side here, and holding the strap as Kevin's showing you. Okay, thumb is pointed to spine. On the other side, we grab that strap pretty close to the other hand and just draw that elbow back behind if you can and create that tension. Okay, most common mistake is people grab the strap way out here and they're like trying to pull. Get it really close and pull. Now let's lay the left ear to the shoulder. Feel that on the top line, that tension, that stretch. Breathe through, don't hold your breath. Let's just roll through, tuck the nose towards that shoulder. And then roll through ear to shoulder. Away from your bird wing. Bring your head back to neutral. Now the bird wing is on the left. And we pull through. Lay the right ear down, away from that tension in that shoulder. Just roll the nose towards the shoulder. A little bit of a hygiene check, ear to shoulder. One more time. Ear to shoulder. Bring your head to neutral. Let that go. We're going to put the straps aside for now. Just let them be. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a roll and a shake there.
And you can do that with no straps.
You can absolutely do that with no straps as well.
Grab your wrist, but
yeah,
it's possible to do it this way also.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a strap, you can be involved in that. We're going to side lunges here. Okay, so we're going to step the feet apart. Keep in mind, feet are going to be parallel, not turned out. But the wider apart you are on your feet, the more that you're asking of your knees and everything really, but especially the knees. So if you want this to be less challenging, don't have your stance too wide. Okay, we're just going to come over to the right and just lay your hands very lightly on top of that thigh. Gazes forward a little bit and knee tracks forward over the foot. Feel that extended stretch in that other leg. Come on up and glide over to the other side. Now I want you to just glide at your pace back and forth, and maybe you're going all the way to the floor. Or maybe thigh is exactly where you need to be as you glide through. And if this is all too easy, this is Cossack twist. You watch Kevin and he's going to come into a Cossack twist where he twists. See what that foot did over there? That's Cossack twist. There's always that extra level available. We don't want to stop challenging you. Last one. Come on up, nice straight legs. Find your balance. And then just bring the toes in, heels in again until you're into the center of the mat. Walk that out. Feet are about to the edges of the mat here. We're going to have a nice wide stance, and we're just going to do some hip circles. So really soft in the knees, okay? Just bring the hips forward to the side. Pop the booty out, other side. Drawing circles with your tailbone. I don't know if that's a visualization I really needed today. Other direction. Loosening up the spine. And come to a halt. Let's go back to our shoulders, nice and soft and gentle here. We're going to be just bringing that. Let's take our left hand. Thumbs are pointed in. We're just going to sweep it up till it's about mid-chest and then give it a little bit of a hug. Okay. Shoulder injuries, you literally are going to hug that arm and just roll that shoulder cap forward. You want a nice stretch out of your shoulder. You're going to extend a little bit. If you do a lot of athletic type things with your arms and shoulders, you might want to have that extra rotation. 3 levels. Take a breath there. Nod your head. And gently unwind from that. Other side, sweeping that arm up. So we're very careful that we don't get this around our neck. Okay, it just comes to mid-chest. I'm trying to be careful of my mic. And give it a hug. See what you feel like on that side. Decide if you need more out of this or less. Slow breathing. Nod the head, soften the jaw, and gently let that go. I'm going to do one more thing with the shoulders and then we're really moving on here. This is creating some fists. We press the shoulders, press the fists together. We've really put that stretch into the upper body here. Just push. Now soften and let's just rotate through and pull those fists back. Squeeze the shoulders together. Rotate through and press. And open. Oops, my elbow was supposed to be bent. And one more time. So this is angry kangaroo. And this is flasher. And let that go, shake it out. We're coming down to the mats. We'll be on the mats for the rest of our class today. And starting in our hands and knees, it's thread the needle. So if you're seated, you can do thread the needle seated. I'll very quickly show you what you're up to with that. You're just mostly what you're going to be doing if you're seated and don't want to do hands and knees. You're just going to reach up and then come through and just try to lay that shoulder over and look over to the side. Okay, when I say reach up and thread the needle through, you're just going to lay that forearm and turn and lay over to that side. That's the seated version for anybody who needs that. Many people don't like to be on their hands and knees. Knees underneath hips, hands under shoulders. Okay, spread your fingers wide. Use your whole hand. If you do little tiny hands on the mat, it's really hard on your wrists. Use your whole hand, and it's good for the fingers to splay like that. Okay, nice flat back. And let's just start really simple with thread the needle. Put the right hand to the ear, lift the elbow towards the ceiling, and open up through the chest. Now let's bring that elbow to the crease of the other elbow. Inhale, lift the elbow. Don't collapse into the back when you do this. Keep really flat back and turn. Sweep the whole arm up, open up through the chest. And now the back of this hand sweeps the mat. Bend your elbow and lay your face down on the mat. Walk your hand a little closer to your face and lay into that shoulder. Try to keep your hips squared. Walk your ear a little bit away from the shoulder, a little more extension in the neck. It's up to you at this point if you want to lift the left heel towards the ceiling and add a little more engagement. That's just more, it's not necessary. If you have an elevated foot, bring that knee down, press strongly through the left and unwind. Coming to the other side, hand to ear, lift it up. And bring that elbow around to the crease, look over to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring that around. Whole arm comes up, reach for the ceiling. Sweep that hand underneath. Now you have to bend your right elbow to get yourself lowered down. Walk your ear out a little bit.
And then add right leg if you choose. Building strength along with flexibility is essential. We can't just be flexible and not have the strength to hold the pose. Bring that knee down if it's elevated. Press strongly through the right. Unwind. We're going to go into a tabletop child pose float here. Okay, very simple. We're not doing the wide knee child pose. Knees are under hips. We're just going to sink the hips back to the heels and extend the arms out, forehead to mat. And then come on forward, almost like a knee plank here. Coming forward over top, sink it back. Just glide through. Glide through. Kevin's going to keep doing that. I'm going to do a seated version of that. And that would just be mostly just a forward fold. Forward fold. All right, so everybody come on through to seated. We're going to be doing our seated twist. Legs are long. Find your seat bones. And first of all, we just really want to make sure that we've got good posture here. We're not back on our sacrum. So we want to just lift up, pop the booty out a little bit, straighten out the spine, and put yourself down. Okay? And then just move the flesh away from the seat bones, and you'll feel way more connected with your mat. It doesn't matter what your body size is. You can even be very, very skinny, but you're going to have muscle between you and the mat. So just move that away. Bend the right knee and put the right foot on the floor. Nice and tall. Hold on to that shin so you can keep that good posture we just created there. We're going to go into leg extension on this. Okay, so holding that shin with your left hand, reach up, lift up, open and turn to the right. Okay, you can lean back a little bit. If that gives you more space to do the rotation, that's fine. But if you don't have to, walk that hand a little closer and get yourself nice and upright. Inhale tall, so feel your ribs lift away from your hip bones. And then exhale, use the hands to turn. Nod your head. We don't want to get really tight in the neck here. We're going to do some neck stuff, but it's not going to be just unintentional. Okay, so now look forward. There's a neck stretch. We're going to do a couple of things. You can leave them out if you choose, okay? So this is adding an extension of a foot. You can leave your foot on the mat. That's okay. But if you choose, add an extension of that foot. My hand slid down the outside, grab the blade of the foot and lift it. Look behind. Up to you whether you extend the arm behind. Now look forward. Nice neck stretch there. Look behind. Look forward, and let's just bring that foot back down. We're not going into figure 4 rock the baby, but you can if you want to. Extend the arms long. We've got this knee high, extend the arms long. We're coming into a counter stretch. Just put it down to the side. Turn. Don't collapse into this, okay? Let's stay nice and tall and turn. Bring yourself forward. We're changing sides. Knee bent, find your posture, find your upright. If you're rolled back like this, it's going to be very, very hard to do the rotation. You reach up with the left. We reach up because you want to feel like you're moving away from the hips and you're lengthening the spine. And then we turn, holding onto the leg, using the hand behind to turn the body. Couple of breaths here in this stretch. Look forward, and we stack the stretch if you choose, or you just look forward and backwards. Extend the leg, looking forward. Find the balance in your body. Look behind. Do you extend your arm? Maybe. Look forward. Look behind. And bring it all forward. Put that foot down. Reach the arms long and come into a little bit of a forward fold, and then counter stretch to the side. Bring it forward, and we're coming into a cross-legged pose next. If you find sitting cross-legged is super difficult and hard on your hips for you, then you probably should get like a folded up towel or a yoga block. And if you just lift yourself up 3 or 4 inches with by sitting on a cushion or something that gives you that extra, even like garden knee pads and stuff, just put that underneath you. It could give you a lot of relief there. Let's use the visualization of hollowing out through the belly and coming into any amount of forward fold. This is probably very small. Come on, up to upright. Inhale and feel like that concave, that length of the spine, that curl of the spine, and come forward. Come on up. And we're going to stay with the twists a little bit today. This is so good. Going to hold opposite knee with hand here. So that's right knee, left hand. Hold on. Reach up. And we open to the side. Yes, we were just here, but our hips were in a little bit different position. And then we're going to look forward here, bring that hand up, and we come into a side bend, using that other hand as an anchor. Come into a side bend, just lay that shoulder towards the thigh.
Seat bones stay anchored.
Seat bones stay anchored, and keep breathing. I know you're a little bit crushy in the rib cage there. Sweep the hand down, anchor the hand on the mat, and you can let go of your knee. So lay the ear to the shoulder. Any amount, it's probably a very small motion. And if this is too much with your arm extended, bring your hand to center, okay? That's adding extra, you can feel it. You want a little more stretch? Lay the weight of the hand on the side of the head. So we can be just like this. This can be our next stretch, or you can add more. Gently take the hand off the head and bring your head to neutral, bring everything to center. Let's look as far as we can to the right, really slow. As far as we can to the left, really slow. And back to center. Let's rock back, change which way our legs are crossed. Unless you have knee issues and you only have one option to you, certainly a better cross-legged one direction than the other. Holding on to left knee, right hand. Lift up, and turn. Feel the breadth of your shoulders. Feel your rib cage expanding as you breathe and turn. Gaze forward, lift that hand up again, and lower yourself into any amount of side bend. If your ribs are uncomfortable, come back out of that, because there are little tiny muscles between the ribs that take a long time to recover from an overstretch. Reach that hand down, anchor. Kevin calls them ribbillators. Okay, so now we put the ear to the shoulder. We start there. No, they're intercostal muscles. Ribbillators. Decide if you want to add this.
Intercostal ribbillators are when your ribs are near the ocean.
Oh, he says intercostal ribbillators are when your ribs are near the ocean, which is just a really bad pun. Let's gently release the head. Really bad pun. All right, and we're just going to do the thing we started with. Concave through the belly, concave through the spine, and come forward any amount. Come to upright. We're just going to do a few torso rotations. That means we drop the shoulder over to one side, scoop the body forward, and come up. Nice slow circles. Now before we go the next direction, let's pause. The blades of your feet are pressing into the mat right now. Let's consciously push the blades of the feet down. Do you feel your hips involved now? Now let's do the rotations while we press the feet down into the mat. Much more engaged. And come to neutral. We're doing our cat-cow next. So we kind of stagger when we're on our hands and knees into two pieces so that it's easier on some people's wrists and knees just can't take prolonged hands and knees position. But we're coming into our cat-cow sequence here, which you can also do seated. Spread the fingers wide. Make sure your knees are straight down from your hips here. And let's just tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, and roll and arch the back up like a cat. Swoop the heart forward between the shoulders and sway the spine. Do you feel that your tailbone has lifted? Now think about that. Tuck the tailbone, press through the arms, arch the spine. Inhale, lift the tailbone and swoop. Exhale, arch. Inhale, swoop. Exhale, arch. Come to neutral. We're almost done. Just one more thing. This is a very small motion of bulldogging the arms. So my crease of my elbows is forward. I'm going this way with my elbows right now. All I'm going to do is turn through the shoulders and bring the elbows out to this position. Turn and bring them underneath again. Turn and turn. Shoulder croquet, shoulder corkscrews are really good to help prevent carpal tunnel issues. Enough of that. Let's come through to seated. You can be cross-legged or legs extended long, whichever you prefer. I'm going to go cross-legged, but you absolutely, if this is a lot for your hips, you can absolutely have your legs extended here. You're going to just inhale really nice and wide, pull back the hands. Now we're not curling up, we're just wrapping the arms around and just getting a wrap of elbow coming across elbow. Take this and just turn and look to the right. Turn and look to the left.
I don't have much time.
Yeah, I know. We're a bundle, aren't we? And let that go. Okay, and we're working towards eagle arms. That crossing over, that freeing up of that shoulders rolling forward. Did you pull up your chest too much?
My chest.
Okay, so see if you can remember which elbow you had on top. Let's go the other way. Nice and wide. And take the other arm on top. Cross those elbows over top of each other as much as you can. Lift the elbows high. If you have them down mid-chest, you're going to have a hard time. Turn, little turn. Little turn, don't expect too much, and come to center, let that go.
Much turn.
I don't know why you expected a lot. We're working towards eagle arms. There's many stages. The first one is just what we do. So just crossing the elbows over like this, crossing the elbows over like this. That might be all you're going to be doing, okay? Otherwise, the next step would be let's put right elbow on top of left in the crease of left elbow, and we try to bring the backs of the hands together. Okay, just trying to do that. Maybe that's where you are at. Maybe you can hook your thumb and your baby finger together. You're starting to get that crossover. Or maybe palms together. Inhale, exhale, lift the elbows up. Let that go, bring it down. We'll briefly do the other side, taking the left elbow on top of the right, back of hands together, or hooking, I always get mixed up, there we go, hooking baby finger to thumb, or maybe the full wrap around extension. Oh, enough of shoulders. We are done. You can do the breathing if you want to. Okay, we're gonna be laying on our sides. If you haven't done this with us before, this is our hip rotation and toe tap here. So you can just watch for a moment before you come down where you can't see the screen properly. Okay, this is laying on the side, pillowing your head, hand on the floor. We bend the top knee, we touch the knee in front, and then we touch the toe in behind. I have dark pants and I see that that's hard to see in the screen there, so we rock back and forth.
No pants.
What?
Sorry.
So come on down, stack up the hips, put the hand on the mat in front of you for balance. Bend the top knee, and let's touch the knee in front on the mat and lift the heel towards the ceiling a little bit. Touch the toe behind, knee comes up. Try not to be rocking through your whole body. This is just isolated waist down, back and forth. Knee taps, toe taps. Now I could do this really low and easy and barely move through, but I have a little more to do here, so I'm going to put my knee down and lift that heel as high as I can. Figure out where you are. Toe down, lift the knee as high as you can. Okay, pause, extend the leg long. Nice flat, straight leg,
blade of the foot starting, just lift the foot up towards the ceiling. Don't turn the toe so it's going towards the ceiling. Lower it down, lift, and lower. And we're going to roll over onto our back for big leg rotations here. So this is roll over on your back, knees are bent, and we're just going to be doing big circles. If you're just watching to see what we're up to, we're going to be doing something like that, okay? So get yourself down there. Hi, Kevin. I got a foot on top of my head. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor about hip distance apart.
Your head's safe.
Arms alongside the body or on the abdomen. It doesn't really matter. Let's take a leg up towards the ceiling and do a nice, slow, controlled circle. If straight leg is just too hard, put a little bend in your knee. And try to pay attention when gravity takes over and it just wants to clonk down, just control that. Tuck your chin, change direction. Big circles. Bend the knee, put that foot on the ground, and let's take the other foot up towards the ceiling. Explore how this hip feels today as you do your rotation around. And changing direction. Pause, put your foot down. We're headed to the other side to do our knee tap, toe tap. So rolling over to the other side, cushion your head with your hand on the mat, knee tap in front, heel comes up, knee tap behind, toe tap behind, knee comes up, rock it through. Feel the glide you're making in your hip. Become very aware of whether you start your morning out dehydrated and you're asking a lot of your muscles. Coffee is not hydration, but when you wake up in the morning 8 hours of no fluids and then you hit a workout class, those are pretty crunchy muscles at that point. You need to put some liquid in your body. Okay, extend the leg long. With the blade of the foot, lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more time. And we're going to come in onto our backs for hugging our knees and doing a bit of a twist here, a supine twist. So we're laying down. Hug your left knee into your chest and take your right leg long. Settle yourself down into the mat here, and let's just create some circles with that knee, all on its own. We often do this with two knees, but we're just going to create some circles into that hip. I'm not using my hand to make it happen. Loonies. Other direction. Oh, toonies. That's a Canadian joke. How about that? Pause. Just let that knee open out to the side, open up through the hip. When I do this kind of open the hip when I'm laying down, I like to put my hand on top of the other thigh and just kind of anchor my body there. Let's take a breath. Don't get arched in your back. Bring that knee back to center chest. Give it a hug. Okay, if you haven't done supine twist with us before, you might have to look, pause, and then restart here, but we're going to hold that.
This is live.
Oh, but except this one is live. So we're going to hold on to that knee with the right hand and just draw it across the body into a nice twist. I like to extend my left arm long to just anchor the shoulders down. Take a deep breath. This is a big stretch. So we've got left hip is high, left knee is across, and shoulders are laying down. Tuck the chin, relax your face. Slow, deep breath. I don't know how much time I have left. And come back to center with that knee, hug it into the chest. We're changing sides. All right, we're going to change sides. Hug the other knee into the chest. Extend the leg long. Start to make those circles with that single leg.
How does your hip feel today? I sure feel a difference one side to the other. And let's change direction. And pause. Hold on to that knee into the chest with your left hand and draw it.
We have to let it flop open.
Oh, we have to let it flop open. Sorry. Thank you. Sometimes my sequences end up long and I lose track. Opening the knee to the side. I'm glad we're a team. I don't know how people do this solo. Okay, now bring it to the center. Holding onto the knee with the left hand, we're going into the supine twist. I start by just extending that right arm out and then drawing that knee over to the side. Such a good stretch. If you have any kind of hip and low back issues, this is so good. Deep breath in, feel the tension in the hip. Exhale, feel the relaxation in the muscles. Bring it back to center. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Bring it back to center. Hug into the chest. Then let that go. Extend it long. We're not done yet. This is not Shavasana, but reach the hands above the head. Point the toes. Big breath in. Exhale, relax. You got a foot cramp? Surprising how often we end up with foot and toe cramps in a class. Inhale, reach and point. Exhale, let that go. Whatever way you choose, find your way up to seated to finish off the class today. You might have to walk it out.
I just needed to stop trying to point my toes.
We're coming up to seated to finish off our class today. Got it?
Yeah.
You know, we take all the supplements, we do all the exercises, we still end up with muscle cramps. So if you think that you're alone, you're not. We're going to put a little bend in the knees here. Feet have got a bit of space between them. We're just going to do a soft, gentle row. Yep. We're going to just reach the hands beyond the toes. Then draw the elbows back beside body and just a little lean if you choose. And dive forward. And pull. This is not a curl up, okay? I'm not just going like this and curling up. This is a folding up of a hinge and coming back any amount. If you put a little squeeze where the elbows come behind the back a little bit there, you will feel it in your shoulders in a really good way. Inhale forward. Exhale, come back. Inhale forward. Exhale, come back. One more time. And pause. And we're working towards our forward fold as we do. So bending the knees. Maybe by now you know where you're supposed to be, but we're going to be somewhere that's very, very easy and laying the body upon the thighs. Okay? But first we go for height. And then we're just going to drape. We're not worrying about that hinge or anything else. Just drape across the thighs. Tuck the chin. Roll the shoulders away from the upper spine. And just relax for a moment. If you feel very tense in the hamstrings, you can actually just run your fingers up and down your hamstrings a little bit. It really helps with nerve tension and letting those nerves relax a little bit. Sometimes it isn't the muscles, it's the nerves that's stopping you. Come on, upright. Step the heels about an inch away. Inhale, tall. Let's see if we can just lay that down again. This is more hinge closing, not so curl up. Are you still able to support your upper body a little bit with your legs or just touch? Come on up. Step your feet a little bit more out. Inhale, tall. Come on forward. Looking for progress. And finally, legs nice and straight. No matter what, no matter where you are in this journey, let's just check that out. Inhale, tall. Exhale, fold down. Don't curl up. And get a hold of the back of your legs and just draw your forehead towards your shins. Too much? Put a bend in your knee. That's okay. Come on to upright. And we're going to do a really good, nice, gentle opening to the side here. Back to left hand, right knee. Lift up. And we're back to our twist again. Starting to get freer every time we approach this. Nod your head. And then reach up. And come down here. We're going to the other side. Reaching up with the other hand. And open to the side. Come forward. I'm going to put a bit of a difference on that. You're already ahead of me. I'm going to reach up with both hands and open to the side that way. Really gentle. Keep very upright. We don't want to be in the abdominal muscles here. We're just doing a turn. Reach both hands upright and open to the side. Come to center. Coming into cobbler's pose to finish off the class today. Soles of the feet together, knees are wide. Okay, if you want to walk yourself into a more compact cobbler's pose, you might choose to lift up your hips, walk yourself forward. But take a bind with the toes to hold yourself in place. Inhale nice and tall, and let's just put a little bit of tension into the hands to draw into our hips a little bit. So we're drawing the toes towards the face a little bit and getting into the hips. And release. And again. And release. And a little bit of butterfly here. So we're not putting any tension into the hands at all. Just a little bit of knee up, knee down. Just letting those hips just have some relief and some motion in them. Come to a pause. Let's step the feet a little further away from the body, giving ourselves a bigger frame. I mess up my mic every time I do this, so I'm going to put it down here. And we're coming into our modified turtle pose. Palms are up. Feed those underneath the shins and curl up. Tuck the chin. Roll the shoulders. Lengthen the back of the neck. Forehead towards ankles. Deep breath in and look up a little bit. Exhale, curl up. Be here for a couple of breaths. Pay attention for a moment to your shoulders. Are they loose and wrapped away from the upper spine and curled forward? Tuck the chin, relax the jaw. Look up, unwind from that. Take your feet out long. Put my mic aside like I didn't need it anymore. Finally, just finishing with a full curl up here. We're just going to go back to our hug. Inhale wide. Going to wrap the arms around, and this time we're curling up over top of the legs. Come to neutral spine. And that's a class. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking care of yourself. You deserve it, and you're making your future days so much better by spending some time right now.
Thank you.
Awkward silence. Awkward silence.
Good job.